Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Like the video. We got a lot to talk about today. Oh, man. Here we go. It's showtime. Yes, yes. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1.
Yes, yes. Welcome, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio. The Steve Kane Show this year, heading towards the big 5-0. Oh, my goodness. When we hit that 50, when the Steve Kane Show hits 50 years on the radio, that'll be a record that may be not just a Florida record. We may be the longest-running radio show in America when we hit the 50. We'll find out, right? We got to start researching that. All right, well, listen, there's a lot going on, a lot to talk about today on the program. Oh, man. Elizabeth Warren said what's that expression? Elizabeth Warren said the quiet part out loud. I love live TV. I know a lot of you guys, you're like, okay, I can only watch things in the news that I agree with. I don't want to watch anything else. You really should, because these leftists on CNN, and watch CNN in its current form while you can, because obviously they're making massive changes over there, and the current form of CNN will not be around too long, but Elizabeth Warren slipped. Elizabeth Warren slipped and said something live on CNN, speaking with Dana Bash, that was not audio. And I'm going to play it for you. Right now, okay? This is Elizabeth Warren. They're talking about this Title 42, which, Biden's going to get rid of and all this stuff. So during the course of that conversation, this happened. So let me play this for you. This is Elizabeth Warren. You remember her. At one time, she claimed to be a Native American Indian. This is Elizabeth Warren talking to Dana Bash on CNN over the weekend. Slipped up. Let the Biden scheme out the bag.
You support lifting Title 42. So what is your plan to handle a likely surge in migrants, and are you confident that they will be treated humanely?
Look, Title 42 is not consistent with our values, and it doesn't keep us safer. The Biden administration is putting plans in place to deal with people who are asking for amnesty and humanitarian relief at the border. But keep in mind...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let me go back.
Title 42 is not consistent with our values, and it doesn't keep us safer. The Biden administration is putting plans in place to deal with people who are asking for amnesty and humanitarian relief at the border.
See, there you have it. She slipped. The Biden regime is planning a mass amnesty at the southern border. Now, let's see. Now, Dana Bash on CNN just got huge breaking news where the news music sounded, dun, 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 breaking news, this on CNN. Let's see how Dana Bash handles this breaking news being dropped on her program.
The Biden administration is putting plans in place to deal with people who are asking for amnesty and humanitarian relief at the border. But keep in mind, we need comprehensive immigration reform. And that's something all the Democrats are on board for. We have to work out the details. We still need to be in that fight, though. That's where we need to make significant change.
Okay, that was it. No follow-up, no questions, no interjection from Dana Bash. So an amnesty is being planned at the southern border. What is the latest count of people on the Mexican side of the U.S. southern border? What's the latest count? It's over 200,000, isn't it? Now, this is amazing. Now, why would they be doing this? I know a lot of you people would say, I think most people would say, Dana Bash knew exactly what happened, and she didn't want anything to do with that. But what's going on here? Someone just told me 1.28 million? Oh my goodness. How many people are in Delaware? What's the population of Delaware? So what's going on here? Why would Biden do something? A lot of people say that's crazy, that's stupid. The Democrats are desperate. They have polls lower than Jimmy Carter. They have polls that are so low that in the margin of error, if you factor that in, Biden's like in the teens. It could be as low as in the teens in these polls. So what the Democrats are doing is an act of desperation, and they're throwing everything they possibly can out there to try to grab a person here, a person there to their side. You know, they figure we've lost so many people already. Those are the ones that would not be happy. But if we do this amnesty thing, some people will come back. This is desperation. They understand the red tsunami is coming. The blue flush is right around the corner. And they're desperate. And amnesty at the U.S. southern border is a desperate tactic that they think may help them a little bit. So that's what they're going to try to do. And let me tell you something. Bring it on. Bring it on. If they were to do a massive amnesty at the southern border, even speak it in the White House. By the way, when's Jen Psaki starting this new job at MSNBC? Can we get rid of Psaki? Tired of Psaki. But go to MSNBC already. Is it even appropriate for her to still be a spokesperson at the White House? You know, Michael Savage always said, or no, it was Donald Trump always said, not Michael Savage. He said something similar. Donald Trump always said that if you don't have a border, you don't have a country, right? If you don't have a border, you don't have a country. And right now, there is no U.S. southern border. Crossing from Mexico into the United States is like going from Florida to Georgia. Just walk across, drive across, do whatever it is you got to. It might even actually be easier to cross from Mexico into the United States than it is from Florida into Georgia, because you can just walk. All right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. We are back here live. It is Monday morning, April 25th. Boy, this month is flying by. No doubt about that. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. There's a lot of other things from over the weekend I want to talk about as well today on the program. And, of course, did President Trump not have a spectacular rally in Ohio? Oh, man, it was a great rally in Ohio. No doubt about that. But I'll take some calls here first at the beginning of the program, and then I'll bring up some other things as the morning goes on. But our number toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Yes, Mike.
You know, my thing is, if I were to ain't a bash and Warren had slipped up the way she slipped up, I would have had a look of terror on my face, because basically she told the truth, right?
Yeah.
Pow Wow Chow told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Democrats, particularly in the media, don't want the truth to get out. You know, and that's the thing.
Well, if you don't want the truth to get out, the best way to keep things secret is to broadcast them over CNN. Right?
Really? Yeah, really.
So few people watching.
Right, and that's the thing. Now, as far as they should not get a single Republican vote for this. They should have to pass it along party lines, and they should not get a single. Now, granted, we were talking about having traitors like McCarthy and
Romney
and the Turtle, and of course what's her name in Maine, and all those people. But other than those guys, they should not get a Republican vote out of this thing.
Yeah, and you know what? Elizabeth Warren didn't mean to say that on CNN. You know, that was a slip.
Oh yes, and that's the thing. I mean, but then again, maybe it wasn't a slip because they're getting so arrogant in things that they don't consider that a slip. They consider that, oh, we're going to say this, and what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Hey, Mike, take care. Thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Jessica from Delaware.
Delaware. How you doing, Delaware? What's on your mind? Oh, the lines went dead in Delaware. The line just went dead in Delaware. Did Biden shut off the phones in Delaware of MAGA people? I don't know. Delaware, call back. The line just went dead. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Let's see if this is Delaware back. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Jessica from Delaware.
Oh, your line went dead. I thought Biden cut all the MAGA lines out of Delaware for a second, but you're back. What's on your mind?
It was that. It was weird. But anyway, I was calling about Delaware loves illegals. We actually have a large population of Mexican patients because of all of our factories here.
Well, not all Hispanic people are Mexican, and not all Hispanic people and even Mexicans are illegal. How do you know they're illegal?
Well, not illegal. Let me not say illegal, but the way that he probably went to grant some amnesty or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a lot of Mexican stores that I love. I like to go in the different ethnic stores.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Africans here from West Africa. There are other.
I don't understand that. You're telling. This is interesting. There are you're calling me from Delaware. Joe Biden's Delaware. Okay, in Delaware there are Africans from West Africa, and why would someone? Because I'm being told by Black Lives Matter and the critical race theory people that America is a racist country. A racist country. Why would black Africans leave Africa, which is a continent of black people, and come to the most racist, terrible place to be black, America, according to Black Lives Matter? That doesn't make sense.
Well, they come for a working opportunity.
Well, what I mean is, if this would you come to, like, for example, based on what Black Lives Matter is saying, right? America is for black people what Hitler's Germany was for Jews. Why would black people immigrate to a country that's the most racist anti-black country in the world? That just doesn't make sense.
What I'm going to say, I spent a year in Kenya. What you're citing is a little bit more complicated. They don't understand
she doesn't get the
racism.
sarcasm.
They have
It's
tribalism.
Okay, you're not getting my sarcasm. The point is this is okay. You're not getting my sarcasm. It's early. I get. This is the point. The point is America is not a racist country. It's the land of opportunity. That's the secret.
It's a more complicated story. But we have let me tell you, we have so many chicken factories here that need workers. And they have these people living in these little storage facilities. You would be shocked the way they have.
You're telling me in Joe Biden's Delaware that there are people that are being housed in inhumane work facilities? How can this be? That's Joe Biden's state.
They're overcrowded, let me say.
Well, how could Joe Biden allow this to happen? I thought Delaware was like the utopia of America and how America should be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The most corrupt place ever. They also they were trying to unionize recently when Joe Biden was in Delaware, and he didn't go over and say anything.
Well, that cannot be, because Joe Biden is a strong supporter of unions. You're telling me that in Delaware there are workers in chicken plants that tried to unionize. They were stopped, and Joe Biden, being in his backyard in Delaware, didn't go and say, come on. That doesn't make sense.
They were stopped, but he was in Suffolk County speaking at a funeral, and our chicken plants are in Suffolk County, and he did not go there about them.
That's hard. That's impossible to believe. Joe Biden is a union man.
Yeah, he used to be when he first started politics, but not anymore.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I didn't know we had chicken farms in Delaware.
Oh my God, so many. We have tons of factories here. We have about 4 Amazon We have less than 1 million people. They are definitely...
Let me tell you, there's nothing... I love chicken, man, but I have in my mind that you're telling me things that can't be. You're telling me, first off, this call is just filled with nonsense. You're telling me that black people are leaving black countries in Africa and coming to the most racist place for black people to live, America. You're telling me that in Delaware, which the Mr. Union himself, Joe Biden, lives and is from, that people are having difficult times unionizing. None of this makes sense.
Well, Amazon, when he was a vice president, it's in the paper. The Africans work specifically in the healthcare field. A lot of them, what they do is they come over on a student visa, and the student visa expires. They work in a lot of the disabled group homes. But when I'm talking about the Latinos, the people who speak Haitian, I don't know specifically where they're from.
Okay, well, we're getting a little sidetracked on other things, but thanks for the call, Delaware, because I don't know. Okay, I'm starting to think Black Lives Matter is wrong, that America's not a racist country. Africans are immigrating here. Can't be. All right, now listen, Mother's Day coming up right around the corner. This is it, guys. It's time to do your Mother's Day shopping. Go to MyPillow.com for a huge Mother's Day savings. And you know what? You can have whatever you purchase for your mother at MyPillow.com, you can have delivered straight to mom. And I've been telling you about all these great specials. The MyPillow mattress topper, 50% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials. There's a new item I'm going to tell you about in a moment. But go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and with the promo code KANE, there is just huge savings. The lowest price ever on the MyPillow itself, the pillow that started it all. These all make great Valentine's Day gifts, just $19.99. The MyPillow 6-piece towel set, normally $80, just $39.98 right now. I have 2 sets of these towels, and they are amazing. I dried my body off today with my MyPillow towels. The MyPillow My Slippers, 50% off. Perfect gift for mom on her day. There's many other gifts there as well, and there's a brand new item. There's a Mike Lindell Frank Speech t-shirt. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials. I'm going to order one of these for myself today. There is a Frank Speech t-shirt, $10 off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, with Mike Lindell holding the American flag right up on the front of it. I got to get a couple of those shirts. But MyPillow.com has gone through a major update recently. When you go to MyPillow.com, right at the very top, it'll say get even lower prices, and then there's a blank space. Enter the promo code KANE right there, K-A-N-E, and you can take advantage of all the deals you see at MyPillow.com. Great items for Mother's Day, and of course you're supporting not just the great Steve Kane Show, but Mike Lindell, who was at the Trump rally in Ohio on Saturday. I saw him there speaking. He did a very good job. All right, promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Huge specials for Mother's Day at MyPillow.com.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. Go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Del Rey. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, man.
When it comes to the...
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone like the video. I put a link. I pinned the link in the chat, if you click that link, that's to get the Mike Lindell t-shirt, $10 off with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. I just saw that Mike Lindell t-shirt for the very first time there.
Testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893.
All right, we're coming back.
That's 561-320-8893.
Listen to the Steve.
And remember, it is always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you mention you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. And if you're not local in South Florida, still give him a call. They very well can help you no matter where you're located in the country. That's right, Dr. Matez at the Biostation. If you miss this number or the number of any of our sponsors, all of them are listed at stevekaneshow.com. Click on the sponsor page, 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. So Biden's planning amnesty at the southern border. There's about 1 million or so people down there waiting for it. That's wonderful. Now, meanwhile, in Florida, Ron DeSantis' free Florida is just a great place to live. We are very lucky, very blessed to live in Ron DeSantis' free Florida. And Elizabeth, $50 super chat. Everyone thank her. Thank you for being on top of things. Please thank Elizabeth for that, guys. And thank you. Ron DeSantis' free Florida is just a perfect place to live. We've got the great weather, the great beaches, and we've got Ron DeSantis. And he is wonderful. So on Friday, he signed the order. Disney just lost their municipal status. He signed it. Wednesday, the Florida State Senate passed it. They sent it to the Florida House. Thursday, the Florida House passed it and sent it to DeSantis. And on Friday, Ron DeSantis signed it. It's over for Disney. I'm sorry. We're not going to have a bunch of wokesters out on the left coast in California thinking that they run Florida. They are a guest here in Florida. I read a report over the weekend that Disney has lost how much of their value? Was it $50 million already? It's going to be more, or is it even more than that? I don't know. We have not seen this happen. Last week was a busy week with this, right? Wednesday the Senate, Thursday the House, and then Friday Ron DeSantis signed it, and that's it. We haven't heard any reaction from Disney. Have you noticed this? We have not heard any reaction from Disney yet. And, not only have they lost money on the stock price, I've been talking to people in my private life that don't follow news, that don't follow politics, and they're telling me they're not going to Disney. Disney's losing all kinds of money. Losing all kinds of money all over the place. Beyond just the stock drop. That $50 million is just the stock drop. They're losing people going there, traveling there. People are canceling their plans, not making future plans. But there's been no reaction to Disney. $1 billion, billion with a B. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. $50 billion with a B. Oh my God. Oh, they've lost $50 billion with a B. Oh man. It's amazing to me that they have not yet fired these people. When Ron DeSantis gave his talk on Friday, when he signed this, he very specifically talked about that Zoom meeting, which I've played on the air, of the Disney president of entertainment talking about, what they were doing with their programming and their opposition to the parental rights bill here in Florida. And Disney, you would think if I were on the board of directors, those people in that Zoom meeting would be fired, except for the person that leaked it out. They would get a promotion. But they have really, that Zoom meeting, $50 billion with a B. Oh my goodness, $50 million. That's just that's like nothing for a company that big. You would think they would have fired those people or at least had a reaction. I think what Disney is planning on doing is they're going to take this to court, and they're planning a big lawsuit. And the reason they haven't made an announcement quite yet is because their announcement is going to be the lawsuit. And this is what they figure. They're going to take this to court, and they're going to hold it up in court for years, until Ron DeSantis is no longer governor. Well, I got news for you. We have term limits in Florida. You can only be governor for 2 terms, and he will be reelected this year for his 2nd term. But this has been a Republican state, Florida, for 24 years. Republican strong. This is a hugely popular issue. Okay? And whoever the next governor is after Ron DeSantis will be a Republican, and they will not reverse this. It would be devastating for them to do so, politically. So that strategy ain't going to work. But I would imagine that's what their strategy is. And they may take this all the way. I heard one person say it's a violation of Disney's free speech. And it's unconstitutional. They may take this all the way to the Supreme Court. Well, maybe. Let them. Let them spend the next few years getting political, alienating half of the population of the country, probably more, at least half, probably more, and they're going to continue to destroy their company. Remember what President Trump said about woke. Everything woke turns to, that's right, something I can't say on the radio. And Disney is about to do that. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Jeff from Coral Springs.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
I was thinking about Disney's angle that they could come back at the state. And as far as on a lawsuit, they're getting like special treatment to take away something. I don't know what your grounds would be for a case to overturn something like that, because it was passed by our legislature and signed by the governor. There isn't like any kind of
Well, this special status they have, they didn't just take Disney's away. They took away all of these special statuses before like 1967 or something. So it's not just Disney, it's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, and the thing that's really interesting is they tie that up in court for, say, 10 years. The thing that would be really bad is if they lost and all of a sudden they got to pay real estate taxes to those 2 counties. Because the bill on that is going to be crazy. Because think of, what do you think the tax value would be for this?
Well, yeah, that's another thing. Disney does not pay property taxes. They have a piece of property the size of Manhattan, right? And they do not pay property taxes. And it's very valuable real estate.
Yeah, it would be insane. Actually, I think it's bigger than Manhattan. It's more like the size of D.C. It's more than 50 square miles.
It is, if you include everything, yeah.
And if they went down that route and the county sent them a bill, they're going to be on the hook.
And you know what? That land is so big. Do you know? A lot of people don't know. People don't realize how big it is. I keep hearing that they're going to move, like they think they're the state fair or something. That property is so big. They have only, now keep in mind, they've been building there for over 50 years, right? They've been building there for about 52 years. They have only built on 1/3 of that land. 1/3, that's how big it is. And the property taxes alone would just wreck them business-wise.
Especially if they fought it in court for 10 years and they had to pay interest.
Well, who said, just because they go to court doesn't mean they're not going to lose the status. That's done. That's done. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Ron DeSantis did this because he's tired of these woke companies pushing us around. There's nothing Disney had to offer him to stop him from signing it. He wants to tell these woke companies, you don't run America.
Yeah. You know, something that a lot of people don't realize is all that farmland around there, that's owned by Disney too, and they run it as a farm so they get the agricultural rate.
Yeah, they got all kinds of scams going there. They even have their own taxation system, and they tax properties and other people. They may even get to keep a percentage of the sales tax they collect on purchases in their properties. I wouldn't be surprised.
But it's a mess because they don't have a case. They had a special situation and that they took it back from.
Well, it is interesting, though, that they've not responded. It happened quick. Everything happened quick. I've never seen government move so fast as Ron DeSantis did with this. But they have not even released a statement on it yet.
Yeah. Now, Brian, the thing that's crazy is, everything that I've been reading on this, I like to go down in the comments to see what people think. And people don't know anything about Disney, and, you know, like, they have no idea. Like, they think that you can pick up, like, Space Mountain, move it somewhere. Like, they have, like, most of these people probably haven't even ever been there. You know, it's like great.
They don't understand. It's like you can't move a city. It would be like moving, it would be, okay, for example, let's say Republicans took over the government of San Francisco, right? It would be like saying, enough, we're going to move San Francisco to Colorado. You can't move it. It's a city. And the amount of, these are not mobile rides like at the state fair. The one of the rides that they have opening next month, this Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster, I read yesterday it cost over $700 million to build. You know, you can't, and these are permanent things in place. No, it's not going anywhere. They're going to have to bend. They're going to have to bend the knee. I'm sorry.
Brian, think of how much, if they were paying property taxes on a $700 million ride, just the taxes on that alone are going to be insane.
Yeah. You know, even with the property values going up, I could not afford to buy a house in my own neighborhood now, right? My neighborhood is well beyond my means. Luckily, I've been there 18 years, okay? And I was talking to my wife a couple weeks ago. I said, you know, our property taxes are going to start going up next year because of these inflated prices on the street. You know, and that's like a concern for me. You know, I don't know how high they're going to go because the homes are selling for like 3 times what I paid for mine, and the property tax are going to. A company like Disney, the property taxes alone could put them out of business. Alone.
Yeah, they'll have to raise rates for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
enough. Why? It's so interesting to watch the left all of a sudden get behind a major international corporation and fight for the rights of a corporation. They were telling us that corporations are not people and don't have free speech rights and should not be able to donate to political campaigns, right? Remember all that a few years ago? Now all of a sudden we've got the left supporting the rights of corporations to have influence over the people. That's what they're doing with Disney. There's no consistency with Democrats other than that they're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, thanks for the call. I got to run for our break, but take care. 36 minutes after the hour, actually coming up on 37 minutes after the hour, it's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631.
Hey there, guys, it's Kathy, Brian's better half. And one of the most important holidays of the year is coming up, Mother's Day. We all love our moms. They always take such good care of their families. And now it's time to take care of the moms in your life, whether it's for your wife,
Good morning, everyone.
or your daughter.
Good morning. Welcome. What a great day. What a great day. The Democrats are losing everywhere.
So much more. Get your mom a gift she will love and one she will actually use year after year. When you visit mypillow.com, be sure to use promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for absolutely amazing deals. mypillow.com, perfect gifts for all the moms in your life. And remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for huge savings and great deals.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope.
Oh, man, make sure you guys like the video. Yeah, I put the link to the Mike Lindell t-shirt, $10 off with my promo code KANE. It's pinned right to the top of the chat.
Single family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta
Well, that's too bad, Rome.
for a free evaluation.
Florida's the best place to live.
Go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWK.
All right, welcome back. 39 minutes after the hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Welcome back. Good morning. It's Monday. We're here live. You know, inflation's everywhere, man. I cannot believe how much things cost. It's tough, isn't it? You're looking to save everywhere you can. Even people who normally don't look to save money are looking to save money now because everything is just priced so high, except at Friendly Mike's Friendly Tire in Margate. You know, I was talking to Friendly Mike over the weekend. I talked to him on Saturday about inflation. He says, yeah, but he's keeping his prices low, people, on both new and used tires. So whatever, and whether you're looking for new or used, give him a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. And Friendly Tire is open Monday through Saturday. And here's the number for Friendly Tire in Margate, 954-977-9445. All the cars of my family are on the road on tires from Friendly Tire. If you have run flats, oh man, you're gonna be jumping for joy if you need run flats. His prices are so low. 954-977-9445. Make sure you tell Friendly Mike you heard about him on the radio. 954-977-9445. So, Governor DeSantis, when he made a speech on Friday here in South Florida, and then he signed the Disney order, and he was surrounded by students, and the students were very happy. And when he hit on key points in his speech, the students, children all, were smiling and excited, and they were holding up signs. And it was a racially diverse group of students: black students, white students, Hispanic students, all kinds of other things going on there. I don't know, but it was very diverse. And they were holding up signs. And Joy Reid has had a meltdown. She has, yes, Joy Reid, she's had a meltdown over Governor DeSantis. Joy Reid, over at MSNBC, who, by the way, many people believe may be somewhat responsible for that Christmas parade massacre. Remember that with the crazy driver? Joy Reid has accused Ron DeSantis of child abuse. I am not kidding. She has accused on the Twitter, Joy Reid has accused Governor Ron DeSantis of child abuse. There were 3 young African American students there who were holding up signs that were like remember the Ghostbusters sign? It had the ghost with this in the circle with the line drawn through with the, no ghost. It was that symbol, but instead of a ghost, it said CRT, meaning no CRT. And 3 young African American students were holding stop no CRT, critical race theory signs. And Joy Reid took note of this, and she's had a meltdown, people. She took to the Twitter. She put a photograph up of the young children, and Joy Reid tweeted this: the misuse of black boys. She didn't say African American. This is Joy Reid's tweet. The misuse of black boys is tantamount to child abuse. I would really like to hear the backstory on who these kids were and how they wound up at a DeSantis event, given how anti-black DeSantis is. Using black children this way is extra sick. Really, hey, Joy Reid, can you give me an example of the anti-blackness of Ron DeSantis? You say he's anti-black. Can you give us an example of that? By the way, disagreeing with you is not being anti-black, by the way. And how do you know that these young African-American men are not opposed to critical race theory? I've talked to many blacks who are opposed to critical race theory. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, what do you smoke every morning to get on the radio?
Well, I don't smoke.
Well, what are you sniffing?
I lie? Well, okay, wait, you said I lied. What lie did I tell, please? I don't want to... What lie did I tell? Tell me the lie.
Disney is the largest taxpayer in Central Florida. It's public record. Anybody can research this, but you get on the radio like the idiot that you are and talk to your marshmallow brains, trying to convince people that DeSantis did something. The only thing he did is make a tax. He's going to destroy Osceola, and Orange County. They're going to have to the tax that Disney does now. You're an idiot.
Okay, now slow down. First, you said I lied. Hey, slow down. You said that I lied. Excuse me. Chill out, man. You said that I lied. You said I lied. What is the lie?
Disney paid $566 million every year.
Yeah. So what'll happen is this. Okay. Thank you for your call. I'm not going to let you just talk and say things and not have a conversation. I'm sorry. If you want to have a conversation, you can call back. He called me a liar, said I lied on the air this morning. I asked him to share what the lie is. He couldn't do it. And this is the talking point. Well, you know what? I'm looking at the clock. Well, I'll tell you the talking point, then I'll break. Their talking point is that Osceola County and Orange County, which are the two counties that Disney's fake county is in, are going to have to pay taxes. What'll happen is this, rocket scientist, that guy's an economist right there, right, on the phone. What'll happen is Disney will pay taxes to those two counties, and boom, then it'll get sent to the state. Those two counties, their people aren't going to get taxed more. Disney is going to get taxed, which they currently are not paying taxes to those two counties. And you know, Disney doesn't pay taxes to those two counties, but those counties have a huge expense because of Disney. There's roads that go through their counties into Disney, which cause all kinds of expense because of that they don't get recouped from, that now they will. So don't believe this crap. Disney will just pay taxes to those counties now that they currently do not pay taxes to. I love how all these liberals, all of a sudden, they're like economists. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the first hour. This show is flying by. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy from DSOB. This is in reference to Champagne Automotive. I went over there. They're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Eco Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day. He's amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge me. He went through my car, and I would recommend anybody to go to him. He's absolutely amazing.
Well, you know, Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, they do great work, and I want to thank you for calling. And I learned something about Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call. I did not know that they actually did repairs on hybrid vehicles.
What had happened was, when I brought it to the dealership, they were like, well, we want to do this, we want to do that. And when I heard about Champagne Automotive, I called.
Captain Macho Dub Chicago, loyal listener. Well, thank you, Captain Macho Dub. Wow. Did I say macho? It's early. I'm still working on my coffee here.
I don't have many people to take me back home, and so he ordered Uber for me.
Wow.
Yes.
That's service. Thank you for the call as well. And anyone else out there, you know, Champagne Automotive Repair, their prices are great. They'll never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Their number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And what's your name, caller?
My name is Stacy, and thank you very much, Champagne Automotive. And thank you very much, Brian and Steve.
For Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, yes, Mother's Day coming up. Go to MyPillow.com, buy a gift for your mom that she'll remember for years to come. Now, when you go to MyPillow.com, you'll see at the top it says, get even lower prices. They've done a big update on the website. Type in the promo code KANE right up there, K-A-N-E. You can take advantage of all the specials at MyPillow.com. Mom would love the 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. 60% off, just $39.99 with the promo code KANE. By the way, with every purchase at MyPillow.com, no matter how large or small, you get a free copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography, What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO. I have a copy right here on the desk behind me just to Great, interesting book you get for free. The 6-piece MyPillow towel set, normally $79.98, just $39.98 with the promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow My Slippers, 50% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. There are many other specials there. You can take advantage of them all with our promo code Kane. And Mother's Day's coming up, guys, okay? Mother also includes your wife. Don't forget your wife on Mother's Day. Includes grandma and your mom and your daughter if she has children. And, you know, you can send the gift directly to them if you're not going to see them. And it is a gift that they will cherish for years to come. MyPillow.com, promo code Kane, Kane. Oh, man, this has been something. This has really just been something else. Okay, you guys catch the Trump rally on Saturday night? Oh, man, was that a great Trump rally? You know, I went out to Target with the family. You know, we had to, go to Target, and I was watching the Trump rally on my iPhone while we were shopping at Target. I didn't have earphones on either. I had it on in my hand, walking around Target. I don't care. And you know what? Not one person said anything to me. I thought for sure I was going to hear one person or get a look. No, not at all, because hey, people love Trump, even at Target. Especially with the prices going up on. Oh my goodness. Great job, Biden. I want to ask your opinion about something. And on my live stream on YouTube yesterday, I took some calls on this. But I want to hear your thoughts on this at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. It's JD Vance. What are your thoughts on JD Vance? I watched his speech earlier in the day. He took to the stage 2 or 3 hours before Trump and gave a speech, and I didn't buy it. It sounded so fake to me. He hit on all the talking points, all the MAGA talking points, right? Which, all the main ideas that MAGA that we believe in, but it just didn't seem real. And when President Trump brought him up on stage, on the weekends, I live stream on my YouTube channel from my studio at home on Saturday and Sunday. Nick from Baltimore called me on my live stream yesterday morning on YouTube. And he said to me, I didn't realize this, and I went back and looked, and he was right about this. Nick from Baltimore said that when JD Vance came up during Trump's speech, that Trump wasn't really smiles like you see him with Kari Lake and others. I mean, it didn't seem to be like an overwhelming endorsement for JD Vance. I think Trump knows more than we know about all these things, right? I mean, come on. I trust in Trump, and I understand what Trump is doing here. JD Vance is going to go to the Senate if he's elected, and he is going to be like Murkowski and Romney. He's going to do all these things we don't like. And I think President Trump knows that. But he's made a deal with J.D. Vance to not support Mitch McConnell to be the majority leader. Right? That's what I think is the deal with that. He needs to get Mitch McConnell out of that leadership position, and J.D. Vance has promised him he'll do that, or at least not vote for him. And there's nothing that's not binding. J.D. Vance, once he's elected, he can go rogue and do whatever he wants, right? And senators feel very confident and comfortable because they're there for 6 years, and they figure if they do something early on, the election's 3-4 years away, 6 years away, nobody will remember. Well, I'll remember, and I know you guys will too, but I do not trust J.D. Vance. And taking Nick from Baltimore's advice, going back and watching that didn't look like an enthusiastic endorsement. Did it look like an enthusiastic endorsement to you? I've heard conflicting reports about Vance. I've heard reports that he voted for Hillary in 2016, and then I've heard that he didn't vote for either in 2016. So I'm not sure which it is. But me personally, I do not trust J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is going to be just like all these other guys, screwing Trump over. So that was one thing from the rally. And did any of you see J.D. Vance's speech earlier in the day? Not when he came up with Trump, earlier in the day. It seemed so fake to me. And then when President Trump brought JD Vance up on stage, and he's like, don't you guys love this man? How do you go in 2016 talking about him being America's Hitler to being in love with the guy? And this is what I was talking about on my live stream on YouTube on Sunday. There have been other never-Trumpers out there, okay? I've not been happy about it. And there's three in particular: Glenn Beck, Mark Levin, and Ben Shapiro. Okay? Mark Levin, Glenn Beck, and Ben Shapiro. Now, even when they were never-Trumpers in 2016, they were still supporting Republicans, just not Trump in the primary process. All right? So this thing with JD Vance is not that. I hear a lot of people say, well, Mark Levin was a never-Trumper, and now he's come around. But he was still supporting a Republican. And I know, a lot of people may say, well, Brian, you used to be a Democrat. I was when I was a kid. We're talking about a fully grown, developed brain and man with JD Vance in 2016 was saying terrible things about President Trump. And President Trump knows this. When he introduced JD Vance, he says he's said terrible blank about me. Remember that when he came up there on Saturday night? So, yeah. So President Trump knows. He knows all about it. He knows more than you know and I know. But he's trying to get McConnell out of the way. But do you guys trust JD Vance? I'd like to hear what you think at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. There's also was some media report over the weekend that after the big release of the Kevin McCarthy Liz Cheney phone call where Kevin McCarthy wanted to remove Trump, I'll tell you, you know how serious that is? Fox News basically covered up the story. I didn't hear them report on that Kevin McCarthy tape once on Friday. Not once. I'm sure at some point they got to it later in the day. I turned over to Fox a little bit yesterday for that media show they do, and it did come up there. But Fox was immediately in cover-up mode on the Kevin McCarthy phone call, and there was some reporting on Saturday that President Trump and Kevin McCarthy spoke, and there's no problem. I don't believe that either, because unless I missed it, at the rally on Saturday night, President Trump, did he mention Kevin McCarthy at all? I didn't hear Kevin McCarthy mentioned at all. Unless I missed it. And if it was no big deal to President Trump and they had made up and he wasn't angry at Kevin McCarthy, I think he would have mentioned it and said, oh, that was a long time ago. And we heard how upset President Trump was at Piers Morgan when Niles Farage gave him a list of all these terrible things in writing that Piers Morgan had been saying about President Trump in the UK. And you're telling me that audio of Kevin McCarthy conspiring with MAGA enemy number one, Liz Cheney, to remove him from office didn't upset him? Yeah, of course it did. And it should. Fake reporting. And I know a lot of people in the liberal media, they think that this is good for them, that they're causing division. No. We're just letting people know who the rats are. I want to thank Rachel Maddow for breaking this. And Donna Brazil over the weekend, she said Kevin McCarthy is terrified of Trump. Yeah, well, you know what? He should be. Because I think right now, Kevin McCarthy, he just kissed the speakership goodbye, right? Just kicked the speakership goodbye. Kissed it goodbye. It's over. And that will not be forgotten. And if President Trump would have talked about Kevin McCarthy at the rally on Saturday night in Ohio and say, hey, listen, I've forgiven him, he didn't do it. So he didn't say it, which means he did not. So that's fake news that we're hearing. And it's so interesting how fast Fox News was to cover this up by not reporting. I was telling you on Friday, media bias isn't just having some liberal jerk spinning something. Media bias, there's bias in the story selection as well. And Fox News decided all day Friday that was a story not to run. That's media bias. All right, we're coming up on our top of the hour break. We've only just scratched the surface. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. And if you're suffering from neuropathy, call Lighthouse Medical Center. Call Lighthouse Medical Center. I have seen in Steve what their neuropathy treatment has done. It's a miracle. That appearance we did last weekend would not have happened if Steve had not gotten his neuropathy treated at Lighthouse Medical Center. He wouldn't have been able to do it. It's absolutely amazing. I've heard from listeners, too, who have said it's just done miracles in them. People believe, and I did, too, until we met Lighthouse Medical Center, there was no treatment for neuropathy. People just had to learn to live and suffer with it. Well, that is not the case. And it is a no-charge consultation with Lighthouse Medical Center if you mention the Steve Kane Show. Now, if you are out of town, you don't have to be in South Florida. If you're in another part of Florida or in another state, give them a call. They can still help you. Here's the number, 754-222-6642, 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. And remember, Lighthouse Medical Center is a family medical practice in practice with the same family here in South Florida and Broward County for 75 years. Wow. That's amazing. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Brian Craig here. You've heard us talk about the great low prices Friendly Tire has on new tires and used tires. They also do tire repairs. Listen to one of our listeners talk about their experience at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hey Brian, my name is Mike. Just wanted to call and say thank you. I had a problem.
Oh, great. Yeah, I am on True Social. You can find me, Real Brian Craig, on True Social. Real Brian Craig.
Tire a call right now. We'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low as Friendly Tire in Margate.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. We needed a new roof, and we knew we needed a new roof, but we just procrastinated. We saw wet spots on the ceilings. We called Tom Laporta, and he came out, he did a free roof inspection, which he does for everybody, not just us. And sure enough, we needed a new roof. We had a mold problem. It was only going to get worse. He dealt with our HOA association. He fixed our roof.
Yeah, I pinned a link to the top of the chat to the Mike Lindell t-shirt. It's $10 off with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Go and check that out.
Inside and out. Everything is beautiful. And I have to tell you, when we get those hard South Florida rainstorms, it is such a pleasure to listen to the raindrops on the roof and not have to worry about it leaking or causing further problems. The staff was courteous. Tom answered every question. Call Tom Laporta.
What happened, Robert? What's wrong with Robert? What did I miss? Heel. Is Robert injured?
His cell number is 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Make sure you tell him Lori Kane sent you.
Brian Craig here. You've heard us talk about the great low prices Friendly Tire has on new tires and used tires. They also do tire repairs. Listen to one of our listeners talk about their experience at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hey Brian, my name is Mike. Just wanted to call and say thank you. I had a problem with my car. I had a flat tire. It was going down really quick. I'm in Coral Springs. I had to go somewhere close by. They couldn't really...
Hard stint put in. Oh boy. Well, Dick Cheney's had about 85 stents put in. You know? Oh my goodness, Robert. Well, I'm glad you found out and you got it taken care of.
Tire a call right now. We'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low as Friendly Tire in Margate.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney at the Siegel Law. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law with 9 offices throughout South Florida. Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You're listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now, here's...
All right, hour number 2 has begun. It's Monday morning. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio. And it is a beautiful day in South Florida. I'm looking out. You know, we're on the top floor of the office building here. I can see out over the beach. Just beautiful. Man, today's a great beach day, but you know, those of us who live in Florida, we work in Florida, we don't go to the beach. That's for tourists. We got to work for a living. Well, there's a lot going on, a lot happening. Listen to this. Flames lit up the sky over Russia in the early hours after suspected Ukrainian missile strikes blew up 2 oil storage facilities in Russia on Russian soil. And these facilities supply Putin's troops fighting for control of Donbass. That's right. The oil depot is around 70 miles from the Ukrainian border. So this is 70 miles inside Mother Russia. Caught fire at 2 a.m. local time before a second fire broke out at a nearby military facility 15 minutes later. Video of the moment one of the fires broke out appeared to capture the sound of an incoming missile before a large explosion and fireball. The blast came as British intelligence said Russia had yet to achieve a significant breakthrough of defensive lines. Okay, it goes on. Let me ask you guys this. Is this smart for Ukraine to do? I want to ask you about this now, because I was under the impression that Ukraine was trying to cool things down. Right? Should Ukraine be launching missiles in the Russian territory? Is this appropriate? They have launched missiles, according to this report, 70 miles inside Russia. To me, that does. If that's true, and this is what's being reported, if that is true, that is an escalation of the war, not trying to walk it back or cool it off. A missile strike inside Russia would serve one purpose and one purpose only: to force Putin, to force Russia to escalate even more than they've done. Now, I don't know how capable the Russian army is. They don't sound like, or look like they're all that capable. But that doesn't sound like something you do when you're trying to get a peace, ceasefire, cooling off thing to do. That seems like a major escalation on the side of Ukraine. Now, I support Ukraine. Don't get me wrong. You know, I don't want any U.S. military intervention. okay, into Ukraine. But another thing about this that worries me, how did that missile strike happen? All of a sudden they got missiles? Are those our missiles we gave them? Are we using our satellites, our military tech, to help them launch on their targets? Is the United States scouting out targets? Because this missile attack from Ukraine 70 miles into Russia looks like it was incredibly accurate. So this is not good. This is a major escalation. And when you get involved in missile strikes in an area this small, these missiles, they go rogue sometimes. This is when you can hit civilians by mistake or go into a third country by mistake. You get collateral damage situations going on. If this story is true, this seems to be a very dangerous escalation by Ukraine. That is not good. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
This Russia thing, I was hoping it was going to go away and fizz out, but now, even Mark Levin last night, I usually agree 100% with Mark Levin. Last night, he's saying, we got to go in and stop Russia before they keep taking over the world. I'm afraid this is going to get a lot worse instead of better.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, we had a call, the thing with Mark Levin, we had a caller call in on the show Friday who I thought made a very, very valid point that, Mark Levin, Steve, and others, they're from a generation that grew up with Russia as an enemy their entire lives. So there's a lot of Russia hate in the bones of Mark Levin, just based on the generation. So that may have to be. What do you think about Ukraine launching a missile strike 70 miles inside Russian territory?
Certainly going to escalate it. Certainly not going to make them say, "All right, we'll calm down." This is it's going to just incite. I look at it like Mike Tyson on the airplane. You screw around with somebody like that, and he wants to punch you in your face. You can't. Russia has more nuclear weapons than us. We can't be screwing with them because they're going to attack, and if they have nothing to lose, they'll go crazy.
Well, this guy on the plane with Tyson, everything I've heard about Tyson is that he's a nice guy, and apparently what happened on this plane is this guy and his buddy. They were excited that Tyson was there, took pictures with them and everything else, and they kept pestering him during the flight. And I'm very curious if they were pestering Tyson on purpose to try to get a viral video on social media, which they were very effective in doing, it seems to me. And they're already lawyered up. You meet celebrities at the airport all the time. I've met a lot of celebrities at airports, but one that I met that really blew my mind was Muhammad Ali. And when you meet celebrities, you take a picture, you get an autograph, you move on. You don't pester them in flight. I've been on planes with celebrities too. It gets very exciting. I've been on planes with celebrities, and I waited till we were getting off the plane to say something to them, so they weren't bothered during the flight.
He did the right thing, but this guy was antagonizing him, and he got punched in the face.
That seems like. Could you imagine going around saying you got punched by Mike Tyson? That seems like I don't know what the damages are with that. That seems like something you'd brag about I got punched by Mike Tyson, and he didn't knock me out.
Yeah. It's going to be, and watch. They're going to sue, and everybody's going to say, well.
Hey, and by the way, if Will Smith can walk up on national television and punch an almost 70-year-old man and still walk away with an Oscar for Best Actor, why can't Tyson punch a guy who's pestering the daylights out of him?
Yeah, and the boys will be boys.
Mike Tyson is in more trouble than Alec Baldwin, who killed a woman and shot a man.
Yeah. That's because he's a boxer and he didn't know that.
He's a boxer. Alec Baldwin, his father was a firearms instructor when he was growing up. He knows guns. Alec Baldwin is a trained gunman. He's been raised with a gun. He's been raised around guns. He's trained with guns. His father was a firearm instructor. You know, why is Mike Tyson in more trouble than Alec Baldwin, who killed a woman?
Because Alec Baldwin is a liberal and a well-known liberal.
Well, Mike Tyson's not MAGA, I don't think.
But yeah, you're right. But Mike Tyson has never been too loved by the media.
I love Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's awesome. He got jammed up with that rape case years ago and sent to prison. You know, I didn't. That was so ridiculous. I remember that with Mike Tyson. You know, when you're one of these big money celebrities, there's always people trying to set you up. I remember that girl. I cannot remember her name. It's on the tip of my tongue. She went to Mike Tyson's room in the middle of the night. What did she think was on my? You know, why do you go to a man's hotel room at night alone?
For the Bible study.
For Bible study with Mike Tyson. Yes, in the middle of the night. Exactly. Bible study. Exactly. That's what Harvey Weinstein was doing. Right? Yeah. Bible study.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein. Yes, exactly. If you're a woman and you go to a man's hotel room at night, they assume that you're interested in. I think that's a signal that you are. You know?
Yeah. But, you know, how the media takes everything.
I mean, think about this. Mike Tyson, Will Smith will be introduced as the best actor, right? Oscar winner, not nominee, Oscar winner for best actor. If they stripped him of that, he would not have been able to use that in promotions. But he didn't get stripped of it. Why is Tyson in trouble? All right. Let's take our break. 17 minutes after the hour, it's the Steve Kane Show. Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name's Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Donald Trump here. You're listening to the most pro-Donald Trump radio show in America, The Steve Kane Show. I love this show. Melania and I listen all the time. There's no better way to get the word out about your business than advertising here. Make America great again and advertise your business on The Steve Kane Show.
Thank you, President Trump. Call 1-888-GO-KANE1. That's 888-465-2631. Meet with me, Brian Craig, and Steve Kane, and we will be hearing about you and your business on the longest running radio show in Florida, The Steve Kane Show, 888-465-2631.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over.
Elizabeth treated humanely.
Look, Title 42 is not consistent.
Order, which is a desperate attempt to get some support as the midterms come up. Now listen to this. This was not highlighted too much in the news. There are tons of refugees making last-ditch attempt to enter the United States through Tijuana. Biden has blocked them from crossing the southern border. And refugees not being allowed into the United States, but Afghan refugees with no background checks are. Anyone who's from one of the Latin American countries is welcome, but the Ukrainians are not. What do you think that's about? 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Is it that some of them might tell the truth about what the Bidens had been doing in Ukraine business-wise over the years? Perhaps. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Colleen, I'm calling from Coral Springs.
Hey, Colleen.
Hi. I wanted to touch on the Mike Tyson, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
So
rich privilege. Rich people get away with things. Look at O.J. Simpson, killed 2 people, got away with it. Robert Blake killed his wife, got away with it. Alec Baldwin killed a woman and shot a man, got away with it. Right? Will Smith assaulted a man on worldwide television, and he got away with it. That's the privilege is wealth privilege. It's not racial. I'm not saying it was always that way. There was a time when things were different, but the way things operate now, it's the rich get away with things. Look at what's going on. I mean, think about it. If you or me shot a woman, like if I'm standing here in the radio studio, if I shot 2 people with 1 bullet and killed a woman doing it, you think I'd just be allowed to go on my merry way? Of course not. Of course not. I wouldn't be allowed to go on my merry way because I'm not rich and famous like Alec Baldwin. And the fact that Alec Baldwin and Will Smith have gotten away with these things shows you that it's not a racial thing, that it is, in fact, wealth. And that's the way it is. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. I want to take a moment to tell people about Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. You know, they're amazing. You hear us say, Champagne Automotive Repair will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. And that is a fact. And we actually put them to the test. And we did this. Steve's son had a car that we did the test with. And Steve had him take his car to one of those big name places. You know, there's only a handful of them around. You take your car there, one of the national places. They did a diagnostic. He met with the person. You know, when you go to these places, you're not dealing with a mechanic. You're dealing with a commissioned salesman. And his job is to get you to get as much work done on your car as your credit card will allow you to charge. Or if you can get approved for financing, they really got you locked in. So Steve's son took his car. They did the diagnostic, looked it over from bumper to bumper, gave him a printout of everything the car needed done to it, all the repairs and all the maintenance. Then, the next day, he took the car to Champagne Automotive and had them look it over. Didn't tell him what the first place said, but they gave it a full diagnostic, and we found out that the first place told Steve's son that he needed $843.12 in repairs and maintenance that the vehicle did not need. So, there's no endorsement better than that for Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, right? They will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. And we have listeners that drive very far to go to Champagne Automotive because their prices are great and they're honest, which I think most people assume when they go to a mechanic they're going to get ripped off. Not at Champagne Automotive Repair. They are honest and will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. Here's the number. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And again, if you miss the number of any of our sponsors, go to SteveKaneShow.com, click on the sponsor page. All of our sponsor contact information is right there at SteveKaneShow.com. So, so the southern border, Elizabeth Warren screwed up. You know, the Democrats are, when she said that they're planning an amnesty, go ahead and try that one. You know, the Democrats are even admitting they're going to lose. Elizabeth Warren is even saying they're going to lose seats. But there's some key people that they want to keep in place, and they're trying to hold on to as many seats as they can. So the Democrats, from now through Election Day, are going to be trying all kinds of wackadoodle ideas that seem just insane, like amnesty at the southern border. But they're desperate. They're desperate, and they are in a complete state of panic, which is anxiety. And if you've ever been a sufferer of anxiety, if you've ever been in a panic state, that's the worst time to make a decision about anything, because when you make a decision in a state of anxiety, it is always the wrong decision. And that's what the Democrats are doing right now. But you know what? Keep floating this nonsense. You're scaring the hell out of people. People are suffering. You know, I went and got gas yesterday, and it said Biden sucks on the gas pump, written in permanent marker. You know, and have you seen this on your gas? Now, do not deface gas pumps. It is illegal. But at most every gas station I go to, it's either written F Biden, Biden sucks, or they have the sticker, I did this, pointing out. Sometimes you'll just see a little remnants of the sticker because these gas station attendants spend a lot of time. You know, the gas station attendants should stop peeling off the stickers. If there's a sticker there, it'll be there. You know, instead of spending half the day, people just put them up all day long. Just all day long now on these stickers. I did that with Biden pointing to the gas price. People are pissed. And you know what? They're suffering. Look, yeah, I am in shock at the prices at the grocery stores these days. I really am. And I don't normally pay attention to prices at the grocery store because I don't want to know. But the prices have gotten so high. You know, like one of my vices is Coke. I love Coke. And Coke has gotten so expensive that it really has. It's more expensive than beer. That, you know, I will not open up a can of Coke unless I intend to drink the whole thing. In the past, if I drink half the can, it's fine. But it's gotten so expensive. You know, and the things where prices have gone up are necessities in life: food, gas, and housing. Food, gas, and housing. And those are things you can't do without. These are the basic necessities of life. And those gas price signs, which are vote Republican campaign signs on every street corner at every gas station. I mean, you see these prices. And some of the gas stations, they have the updated, you know, things where it's like digital and it rotates to the different prices. And I mean, my goodness, it's like goes up. They start with the regular and go up to the diesel, and the price just goes up and up and up. It's like, where will it stop? It's scary to people to fill up their car. I've been driving my scooter more because it takes such little gas. The only times I don't take it, I got a lot of driving I got to do this morning all over the place, so I didn't bring it today. Or if it's going to rain. But I almost brought it today because it's such a beautiful day. But I got to go all over town today, and I got to be on the phone, and I can't talk on the phone while I'm on the scooter. But I've been riding my scooter a lot lately because the gas prices are so high. And you know what? There are a lot of people that are driving less because they can't afford to fill up their tanks. Go to the gas stations and look at how much it costs. If you see, you go and look at the prices when you pull up. Look at the price for the fill up that the person got before you. I mean, I'm seeing over $100 on gas pumps. And I know you guys are too. Let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. For good reason. He does great work at affordable prices. Listen to a Steve Kane listener share their experience with Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to him yesterday, and I had a great experience, and makes you feel very comfortable over there, and has a beautiful place, and I thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com. Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at IWillAdvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
All right, the countdown to Mother's Day, guys. Do not forget Mother's Day. Your mom, your daughter, and of course, your wife. And there's no greater gift than the gift of the great products at MyPillow.com. Go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code Kane. There's been a big update at MyPillow.com. If you've not been there for a while, when you go to MyPillow.com, you'll see at the top it says, get even lower prices. You enter the promo code Kane right there, and you can take advantage of all the great prices at MyPillow.com. The MyPillow itself, the lowest price ever with the promo code Kane, just $19.98. The MyPillow 2-inch mattress topper, 50% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. These are all great Mother's Day gifts, by the way. The MyPillow body pillow, which is a MyPillow, the full length of the body that you can curl up with, normally $117.97. With the promo code Kane, just $39.99. There are many other specials there. Take advantage of them all. And remember, with every purchase, you get a free copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography, What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO, with every purchase, no matter how large or small. And there's many other specials there, too. You decide what's best for the mom on your Mother's Day gift-giving list, but they will most definitely cherish the MyPillow gift for years to come. Remember, MyPillow.com, promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. All right, now, the left will call this bigotry, but this killer of this woman in New York is illegal, an illegal alien. I like how his name is David Bonella. They said he was in the country illegally at the time of the killing. Well, isn't he still in the country illegally? And this is a strange story. Was this woman having an affair with this guy? But here's the thing. You know, when people point out that an illegal alien has committed a murder, the left in the media, they don't even think that's relevant to the story. They think that's bigotry. Right? It's not. These are crimes that should never have happened. The way I compare it is Minority Report. Remember the Tom Cruise movie that was based on a book written by an author whose last name I cannot say, Philip Richard. Same guy that wrote Blade Runner. But remember in Minority Report, it was the Office of Pre-Crime. They could look into the future and would stop crimes before they happened. Remember that? That's what this is like. The Democrats, with their open border nonsense, okay, The Democrats with their open border nonsense, letting these criminals, because to be here, they're a criminal, they're in the country illegally, okay? These are crimes that if they enforce properly the border policies would not happen. If this guy, wherever he's from, south of the border, he's probably got a long record there. We'll never know. We may never know. But when you cross into the border, you've got a completely clean record. In the old days of the Old West, the train robbers, stagecoach robbers, the bank robbers, Butch and Sundance, they'd go south of the border. Bolivia, Butch and Sundance. And they'd start a whole new life. That's what happens now. You cross the border, you're undocumented. You're whoever you say you are. You're as old as you say you are, and your name is whatever you claim it is. They give you a whole new identity. It's like the Witness Protection Program. They give you a whole new identity, and life starts over with a totally clean record if you're a criminal. A guy like this has done crime wherever he's from originally. That was the driving force to come to America, probably. None of these crimes should have happened. They all could have been prevented if, of course, the Trump policies were followed. So it's not bigotry to point this out. These guys, it's great. You're a lifetime criminal in Latin America. You jump across the border, you got a whole clean slate. And when people get out of prison, they do crime again, right? Especially if they got a complete do-over in their life. So it is important to point out that the murder of this woman in New York was done by an illegal immigrant. It is incredibly relevant to the story. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie.
Oh, hey, Richie.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Perfect once again.
Thank you.
I guess I'm one of those guys like Steve Kane who was raised with their head underneath the school desk. Thought Russia was going to send nuclear bombs over here. It amazes me to hear you and hear Doug and all your other and hear everybody calling up with the analyzing. Okay, the fact of the matter is this: you brought up we shouldn't get involved in a civil war. Well, and that's a false narrative on your part because they're a sovereign country, and I don't care what happens. That's like let the Arabs take back Israel because Israel's only been there since 1949, or 48 rather.
Excuse me, slow down. Israel has been attacked by multiple countries many times. And hold on. When did U.S. troops ever defend Israel against the attacks from the Muslim world? Remember, all the countries attacked them at one time.
We supply them with all.
Exactly, which is what we should be doing. Which is what we should be doing with Ukraine. We've never sent U.S. troops. We have never sent U.S. troops to Israel to fight.
Yeah, but you came out with the most ignorant. I have to tell you this statement, and I'll tell you why. And I'm going to explain to all you pacifists out there that are talking crap. Okay, first of all, you say, how do we? Here's what you said. They sent a missile, and this is the first I heard of it because I just woke up. When you said it's a major escalation because you don't know what a missile could hit in a small area. And I started laughing in bed before I went to the bathroom.
Oh.
To myself, has this man been watching TV or listened to any world news for the last month, seeing the devastation of missiles going into their country? So they send one missile back, and it's.
Well, I don't know if it was one. I don't know if it was one rocket or multiple, but there was Ukraine has expanded the war into Russia, and launched an attack on two different facilities, 70 miles inside Russian territory.
I wish they could have reached Moscow with them.
Wow, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Yeah.
Just sit and listen to me, and I'm going to explain to all you pacifists out there, okay? What makes you think that Putin wants to go past this? He said it, and he wrote about it. And so his...
They're getting their butt whipped by Ukraine. They have not achieved any major... Yeah.
You don't know a damn thing about military... It amazes me. But it'll throw a lot of your callers, like Andrea, call up with the analyzing, with the textbook
No, we're not analyzing. Like, I know they got the battlefield map on Fox all the time. It's like the days of the Gulf War. No. We just don't want U.S. troops there. And if what I'm asking is this: what I'm being told, what I'm being told by Zelensky is that he wants the war over. If they want the war over, why are they expanding it 70 miles into Russia and attacking targets inside Russia?
Why don't you ask Putin why he's been attacking civilian targets in Ukraine, a sovereign country?
But a rocket, they sent multiple rockets into Russia. There were 2 targets hit at least, so there were multiple rockets. You send rockets into a country like that, 70 miles in, anything could happen. And what would have happened if Ukraine? What would have happened if one of those rockets missed the military target and took out an apartment building in Russia? Then what? Would that be okay?
But I think this gets to be really crazy. I'm listening to you, and I really respect you, but you know I can't imagine. You say, what if they hit an apartment building?
Yeah.
What's happening on the other side here?
And it's wrong, and that's wrong. So you're saying that Ukraine, they have your okay to launch rockets into apartment buildings in Russia now because some of theirs were hit?
I'm going to say something to you, and I want everyone to listen because I got to get this out, okay? If you go, your whole stick here is Russia can't lose because they have nuclear weapons, and you're afraid they're going to use them. That's your whole...
Well, I don't even know if their nuclear weapons would work when I'm looking. No, that's not necessarily it. I don't even know if they would work. But what I'm telling you is, this is my question to you. Is it okay for Ukraine to hit Russian apartment buildings now, since some of theirs have been hit?
Not on purpose.
Well, how do you know? What if it's on accident? How do you know it's on accident or not? How do you know if it's on purpose or not? If you're launching rockets into Russia like they did, and one goes off target...
Now, here's the point I'm trying to make here. Iranians get the nuclear weapon because they're on their way with this president. They're going to have them too. So in other words, the whole Middle East is going to be hostage, according to Brian Craig, because if they fight back if they fight them back, they're afraid they're going to send in.
No, because Israel has Israel's a nuclear power, and they would devastate Iran if they did that. They would devastate Iran.
Very damn bad. You think that Russia's not afraid of being devastated? The Iranians don't give a damn. They think they're one of the versions. So you're just, I can't imagine your ignorance when it comes to this.
Yeah. To me, this is what's going on. If this story is true, that Ukraine has expanded and attacked 70 miles into Russia, multiple targets, that's an expansion of the war, correct?
So in other words, they should sit there and keep getting sucker punched in the face and don't punch back because the other guy's got to.
Well, if you're looking to cool things off, you don't take a.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, so Ukraine doesn't want to end the war? They don't want peace now?
Is watching. China is watching, my friend.
Yeah.
They're walking to Taiwan.
Okay. Yeah, because of Biden. I get it. Yeah, Biden's checked out. The Easter Bunny might tell him what to do, but yeah.
Bob, for you, Brian, I'm saying.
Ukraine, if this story is true, and it's being widely reported, that Ukraine has expanded the war into Russian territory, that is, if they continue to do that, eventually they're going to hit civilians. Because once you have a war zone going on, it's a war zone.
Did you hear what I said? I wish they were going to Moscow because maybe if.
Well, you're insane.
What?
You want them to attack Moscow. Oh my goodness.
Hey, maybe at that point they'll realize, hey, these people are going to fight back. If you're going to let them sit back there and let Russia devastate their country and sit back and watch, that's sick. To give them whatever it takes to beat Russia, and I want Russia to lose. And you keep saying you want Russia to lose, but now you're saying if they go inside Russia.
Because if Ukraine got lucky with this attack, that so far as we know, they didn't kill any civilians. But once they do, that's it.
Affected the other side. Why don't you think that Ukraine has the right to go after anything that walks like Russia's done for the last month? What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, if you want, see what they're trying to do is expand the war to force the United States and NATO into it. They're trying to drag us into it.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I got to run, Richie, but take care. Take care. Thanks for the call. It's 47 minutes after the hour. We'll take our break. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Back after this.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick?
Yeah, but 30 seconds over Tokyo didn't. Right? That was at the end. They were already beaten at that point back into Japan. When we dropped the two bombs, the Japanese have been pushed all the way back to Japan, and they didn't give up after the first one.
906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies.
That's a good one, Carl.
Is necessary. And make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires.
I don't know why all of a sudden for the last week we're getting targeted by these porn bots. What's that about?
Tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Brian Craig here. You've heard Steve Kane talk about...
Steve will be with us in the next hour.
Contracting did on his new roof. We have on the line John from Wellington, one of our regular callers. He just had his roof repaired by LaPorta Contracting, and he wanted to share his experience.
Thanks to the Steve Kane Show, my roof repairs were just completed by LaPorta Contractors. They were fast, professional, and the cost of the repairs was very reasonable. I had 4 sections of roof repaired, and upon initial inspection, they were honest and told me that my roof was good and I didn't need a new one. I called many roofers, and they were all scammers. They all wanted to put on a new roof, and they said they wouldn't repair what I had. Thanks, Brian. I'm a fantastic sponsor.
Wow, that's an amazing testimonial.
Well, then we're in good company with Newsmax.
Tom LaPorta at LaPorta Contracting will never sell you a roof.
By the way, that link I put up there's a new Mike Lindell t-shirt, $10 off with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. And I pinned the link to the top of the chat.
LaPorta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. And online, LaPortaContracting.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
All right, 9 before 8. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. And if you're just tuning in, what's happened is Ukraine launched a couple of missile strikes 70 miles into Russia. One's a fuel depot that they say supplying fuel to the Russian army in Ukraine. And what's going on here is they're trying to expand the war to get the United States and NATO involved. They're escalating, not cooling things off. Sorry, that's the way it is. And Richie's a warmonger. He wants it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Alan Knight from the...
Oh, my goodness. Al Knight from the Weekend Show. How you doing, Al?
Pretty good. Tell Richie to go back to driving a bus or stay retired. Not that I know anything about fighting a war, but I don't care where the missiles fly as long as it's in the direction of the person who's, or answer me.
Yeah.
What if they were going after a strategic, let's say, military compound, or where they're hiding any particular weapons, or if you can't have the missiles fly to where on the border, you just go and you just throw behind them, so then they can be distracted, or if you're the country that's coming after, and I'm tired of military rules or military crimes, war crimes. Everything is fair in war.
Well, my military experience, my military experience is as detailed as playing Battleship as a kid, right? But so that's my military experience. But what I'm talking about, Al, which, by the way, Al Night you can catch on the weekends, Dr. Lemaski at 11, and then at noon and until midnight on Saturdays, Al Night all day. He's on the air more than we are on the Steve Kane Show. The problem is, Al, I do know this, though. Once you start launching missiles into another country, even if they've attacked you and they're wrong in attacking you, you take the chance of killing civilians, okay? And if one of those missiles went off in the wrong direction and hit a housing community or an apartment building and killed 100 or 500 civilians, we're talking about the Third World War here. The goal is to try to get this war to stop, not expand it.
That is true, but you even have in the past that military or government officials have hidden under schools.
Yeah.
And what do? That's the best place to hide, but you're putting kids in harm's way. You're not dealing with somebody who has a reasonable or anything of reason.
Well, what's going to happen now, Al, this is what's going to happen now. Russia, the Russian and Ukrainian are basically the same people in two different countries, right? It's like, the Russians are now going to blow something up where civilians are and say that it's a rocket attack from Ukraine. They're going to set Ukraine just got set up for being accused of killing civilians. It's going to happen. It's going to happen any day.
The Ukraine of staging things. If Russia has done something, look at all the mass graves and so forth just within the past week, and they'll say, "Oh, that's just staged." Or when you see that people trying to go to a market to get food and water or something like that, and then you see the bodies, oh, that's just staged. It's just like Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I'm not disagreeing with you totally, and I'm on the side of Ukraine, not Russia. They were attacked. It's an illegal war, and Putin was wrong, and all that goes along with it. But what's going on is they are trying to get the United States involved in another war. We just got out of a 20-year war in Afghanistan, which we lost because of this senile old coot that's running our country, Biden, right now. And getting us involved in another war just doesn't seem to be too smart right now.
Well, either way, we're going to be viewed. The people who hate us are still going to hate us. The people who care and love us are still going to do that.
All right.
Involved in some way, because we're part of NATO. So we're just going to be able to give arms to whoever we think is on the right. Okay, then we're going to have to do that, and we're going to just be viewed as if we were even before we give anything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Al Knight, I don't think you've ever called me on the air before. I've called you on your show, but I don't think you've ever called over here. Yeah.
We'll start this relationship.
Usually we just text each other. That's about it. All right, Al Knight. All right, take care. Yeah, Al Knight on the weekends all day. Al Knight, no, he's a good guy. Al Knight used to work with me and Steve way back at the old WFTL. Remember, he was the producer for Craig Worthing. That's right. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Steve Kane will be joining us in the next hour, and I'm sure Steve supports the Ukrainians launching missiles 70 miles into Russia to escalate the war. I just don't understand where all the... when I was a little younger, I was a little more gung-ho about wars, and then I realized how much we're lied to when we were lied to by George Bush, Dick Cheney, Colin Powell, and British intelligence in the Iraq War back in 2003 and 2004. They lied to us about weapons of mass destruction. They weren't there. They lied. And look at what that's done. Look at how many people have been killed. Look, I always tell people these Wounded Warrior videos, commercials that you see on the news, which are very difficult to watch. You know, the guys, they're missing arms. Some of them have no arms and no legs. Some of them, half their body is melted, you know, and it's all because of the lies told by Bush and Cheney to get us in the war in Iraq. And, you know, do you think it's just a coincidence that right after the 20-year war in Afghanistan ended, all of a sudden there's another war going on? There's big money in war. The big money corporate donors to the political establishments in Washington love wars because they make big money doing it. And these military experts that you see on TV, they're really retired admirals and generals and lieutenant colonels and everything else. But what they don't tell you is many of them also, now that they're retired, they work for companies that benefit from military contracts. So they push war so that the companies that they are basically press spokespeople, they're like Jen Psaki of these war machine companies, make money. That's what this is all about. One war's over. The political donors want another one to keep the business going. So all of a sudden, they got one. And they're trying to get us involved in. I'm all for arming the Ukrainians. I just don't want U.S. military personnel involved in it. Now, I want to tell everyone about Dr. Mitch Matez at the BioStation and hormone replacement pellet therapy. I've been a patient of Dr. Matez for 6 years now. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will change your life, both men and women. You know, as you grow older, the aging process, a huge chunk of it is your body has fewer of the hormones. It produces fewer hormones. And that's why you grow old, right? You get tired, you lose your hair, you lose your sex drive, you lose your sexual function. Women have menopause. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is 100% all natural. All it does is completely naturally replace the hormones that your body is no longer producing in the quantity that your body needs it. You will feel younger, look younger, you'll get your sex drive back. Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, well, it'll fix that too. If you're suffering from hair loss, not only will it stop the hair loss in its tracks, this is for men and women, the hair you have left will grow back thicker, it will grow back fuller. Women, menopause is stopped 100% with hormone replacement pellet therapy and completely reversed. Night sweats gone, mood swings gone. Women, your sex drive restored as well. It's a completely free consultation with Dr. Matez, but you got to mention you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show, all right? And if you're out of town, not in South Florida, you call too. If you miss this number or the number of any of our sponsors, all our sponsors are listed at stevekaneshow.com. So here's the number for Dr. Matez at the BioStation, 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the radio so you get that free consultation. 561-320-8893 for Dr. Mitch Matez at the BioStation.
Covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching. Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier.
Disney porn box.
I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida. From Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show.
You know, it's funny. In the video, I see Mike Lindell's regular picture today, but when I'm standing here, I see the old picture from the hologram. Yeah, it's funny. All right, third and final hour has begun. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. This year, celebrating 45 years on the radio, the Steve Kane Show this year. And Steve Kane with us. I know Steve is very happy today. This is an exciting day for you, Steve.
Why am I very happy?
Oh, because Ukraine has launched two... Well, let me give you the news. No, because I got news here I know will make you happy. Ukraine has expanded the war in Russia and with a missile strike has hit targets 70 miles into Russia. So Ukraine has hit Russia 70 miles deep with this missile strike. They hit two oil facilities that they say is supplying the Russian army in Ukraine. I think you might be excited about that, the expansion of the war.
Well, nobody's excited about the expansion of war, but the bottom line is the Ukrainians are desperate because we, who are their probably strongest or greatest ally, have really messed up the way we wanted to help them. We
Steve Kane
went
Show.
through the motions like Biden does with so many things. He went
Hey,
through
hold on.
the motions of helping, but didn't get there in time to really.
Well, I think they made a mistake, Ukraine, Steve. They made a big mistake launching rockets into Russia. Big mistake. Because now that they've established that they've done it and they have the ability to do it, now what's going to happen is Russia is going to stage some civilian atrocities by a wayward Ukrainian rocket. No, let me finish. You didn't get what I'm saying. Russia can now blow up an apartment building in Russia and say, look what Ukraine just did. 500 civilians dead.
Where have you been? They're up apartments.
No. What I mean is Russia can blow up an apartment building in Russia and say Ukraine did this and killed 500 children. This is a terrible expansion of the war. Terrible expansion. No good is going to come out of this expansion.
The bottom line is still the same. Weakness is the most dangerous thing we face. We have a weak president making these decisions.
Well, that's true.
Some of the good decisions he's made are only because he's basically got a gun to his head, and because world opinion is against him, and he realizes he has no choice. Kind of like the border in a way. He realizes he has no choice but to, because he's going to end up the villain of the piece if he doesn't do something. Why he's making these belated moves, and hopefully it'll get there in time to accomplish something. But the Russians have been blowing up civilian apartments.
Yeah, but now they can blow up. They can do it inside Russia and blame Ukraine for it. And now, boom! It's just it's a dangerous expansion, and it's gonna make things much worse. Launching attacks into Russia.
Well, anyway.
I guess I'm a man alone today. I'm a man alone today.
Too far, finally.
Yeah, I even got Al Knight after me now. I'm in big trouble.
Your faithful caller.
Yeah.
Joke on this one.
Well, let's take some calls though. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is the number. It's Monday morning. We are here. Final hour has begun. Steve is here, and let's take some calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve. It's Andrea.
Oh, Andrea, you were attacked by Richie the bus driver.
You know what? I was in the shower, so I didn't hear it, but I'm glad that he did attack me because I'm going to really set you straight for a hot second. I'm with you, Brian. Now, this is what happens when you worship a false idol like Zelensky. He was elevated to a false god just like we did with Fauci and everything else. So now, just to knock Richie off his little long as Zelensky's doing it, because that's what he's advocating for, it's okay to kill civilians because
Scooter
it's
Brian
Zelensky.
Craig, good morning.
Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
This is where we've gotten.
You know, and when you start launching missiles 70 miles into Russia, they got lucky. They hit the target that time. What if it didn't make it to the target? But Steve, this is you. Yeah, but what if it hit an apartment building? It could have.
What if? I mean, the Russians have been mass murdering people over there for months.
Okay, so expanding. Oh my goodness.
So has Zelensky. If you don't think Zelensky is cold enough to murder his own people,
well, Andrea, I don't know about that. But I don't know about that. But here's the thing, though, Andrea. Here's the thing now. The Russian and Ukrainian people are very much the same. They're propagandists. Now Putin can set up. He can blow up an entire neighborhood in Russia and say, "Look what Ukraine did," and turn opinion against them. These are Ukrainian crimes. They blew up this. No. I'm not. No, you're not understanding what I'm saying, Steve. Because Ukraine has launched multiple missile strikes 70 miles into Russia. Putin can now, in Russia, they were military, and the targets were luckily hit, but now Putin in Russia can blow up a Russian apartment building and say Ukraine did this. And now all of a sudden... No, they have not, Steve. They've been blowing things up in Ukraine.
Civilians.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying. But that's okay. What I'm saying is Putin can now blow things up in his own country and say Ukraine did it.
you know what? While we're so very focused on the war in Ukraine, Americans better start focusing on the war that's been perpetrated on border. With the amount of crimes that are being done and brushed underneath the rug, with food shortages. Think about this for a second. They're saying that there's going to be massive food shortages, and the southern border is wide open. They're attacking. All right.
Steve doesn't like the other side talking, Andrea. So I gotta let you go. But appreciate the call. Appreciate the call. Now we got see. Zelensky is desperate to get us involved in this and expand the war beyond us giving aid.
Because we won't do what's right on our own.
Yeah. Okay.
We agree with you on that. We've got to manipulate the situation to get the right thing done.
You know, when this first started, Steve, when this first started a couple months ago, I thought this is before anything really happened, when there was like the buildup, I thought for sure you were going to have the position, well, let's give materials and money to Ukraine, but no military involvement, because your son is a tank commander, and he could very well be there. But no one, yeah.
A job, and I'm proud of him for doing it.
Yeah.
It takes guts, and that's my son.
I know, but I would think you wouldn't want him in a war.
Well, nobody wants their kids in a war, but what am I...
Well, it sounds like you do.
No, you're not going to get out of this with weakness. When this thing gets resolved, which it probably will from the other side, when the Russian people get a better picture of what's really going on, that's what's going to end it.
All right, well, let's take some more calls. And again, all our calls are screenless. I don't know what their position is, where they're coming from, what their angle is.
They're going to be on this issue today for you. They're not going to be with you. They're with Zelensky.
What?
As is America.
Well,
what Biden is...
Andrea was on my side. The last caller.
Call, because that's the only one you'll get.
Okay, we'll find out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
How are you?
Well, I'll let you know towards the end of the call.
All right, this is Robbie from Ohio, so I just wanted to let you know I was there at the Trump rally.
Oh, great.
I agree with you. JD Vance is a rhino, and I was really disappointed that Trump backed him, and I just think that it's going to be another Mitch McConnell if he gets voted.
Well, okay. This is the deal with JD Vance and Trump, okay? Because, of course, we all trust in President Trump, and Trump has a plan, and I know what his plan is. Yes, I do. I'm telling you what his plan is. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Donald Trump has made a decision to back Vance in this particular.
Yes. Yeah.
And he has thought it through, and he knows where he's going. He knows what he's got to do. He's exercised his judgment and decided to back Vance.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Yeah. No, Steve, you can say that you can say that all day. It's not true. Trump knows more than I, and I trust in Trump. But Trump is well, I can't. Nobody knows what I think because you won't let me say it. You just want to lie and say that I'm anti-Trump, which is stupid. I mean, that's just stupid.
With Trump on?
No, I don't. If you would let me explain. No. I see. Steve doesn't want me to explain my position. He wants to be able to characterize it in a dishonest way. President Trump knows that JD Vance will screw him over down the road and be like a Susan Collins type. But he's made a deal with Vance that he's counting on him honoring to not support Mitch McConnell maintaining the leadership position for the Republicans in the Senate. Trump is trying to get rid of Mitch McConnell in the leadership position. JD Vance has promised him he won't support that. So he has made a concession to get rid of Mitch McConnell to support JD Vance. Trump said it at the rally. He said a lot of terrible S about me. So Trump has made a business decision. Yes, he's going to get rid of McConnell. I do too, Steve. I support Trump. I'm wearing a Trump shirt.
The bad thing is that he's made a lot of Republicans in Ohio upset, and there could have been a lot more Republicans there supporting him, but there's a lot of people against JD Vance, and they kind of boycotted the...
Well, I watched the rally all day in Ohio, and I'm sure you were there all day. I watched... were you watching when JD Vance was speaking earlier in the day? Okay, JD Vance, gave his own speech 2 or 3 hours before Trump came up, and President Trump brought him up. And both times, I did not hear people booing JD Vance, even when he was up there alone.
Yeah, the people there, they were supportive of Trump's decision. And
I support what Trump's doing. The reason that the wall is not finished is not because of Nancy Pelosi and Schumer. It's because of Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. And he's got to get Mitch McConnell out of that leadership position. And if he's got to make a deal with a snake, let's hope that he honors at least that one vote and votes against Mitch McConnell maintaining the majority leader position. That's the reason he's backing Vance.
I understand.
I mean,
Wonderful day.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Steve and I were talking about this on the phone yesterday. Trump's a businessman, and when you're a businessman, you have to compromise. You can't get everything you want, if you put your foot down and say no deal unless I get everything I want, you'll never get a deal. There's always got to be give and take. So Trump has taken a risk with JD Vance. He's counting on him honoring the promise to not vote in favor of Mitch McConnell being the majority leader when we take over the Senate. And if he helps us with that one vote, we'll be fine. Okay, but Trump was not enthusiastically up there with JD Vance. Not like I've seen him with Kerry Lake and a few others. Not like with Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene. And he did put out that he said some terrible S about me. So believe me, he knows. But Trump knows, and he's made a decision. We got to support. Before the campaigning started, I told people there are going to be candidates that President Trump endorses that you don't like. But we got to trust in Trump because he's got a big picture here. He's got to get control of the Senate, not just by having the Republican majority, but having a Republican leader in place that is a MAGA guy loyal to Trump. Same thing in the House of Representatives. So Mitch McConnell's got to go. And so he may support, there may be a couple other senator guys that he supports that we don't like. But if he can get rid of Mitch McConnell, I think it's a concession and a risk worth taking. That's just the way it is. I mean, and he's a numbers guy, Donald Trump. So he looks at the polling data to look and see who can win in a statewide race and who can't.
Now that we support Trump's decision to support JD Vance, can we get off this and not beat him up for the first time in a week, not do a show that involves beating up Republicans?
Well, the caller brought it up, Steve. So I wanted to clarify what the situation is that's going on. Now, I want to tell people that if you're suffering with neuropathy, you're suffering needlessly. I mean, if you're suffering from neuropathy, you don't have to. Call up Lighthouse Medical Center. It's a completely no-charge consultation if you mention them on the Steve Kane Show. And also, no matter where you're located, even if you're not in South Florida, if you're somewhere else in Florida or around the country, give them a call. They can help you. You've heard Steve talk about how the neuropathy treatment has changed his life, and I've heard from other listeners how effective it has been with them. Lighthouse Medical Center, by the way, is a medical practice that's been in practice with the same family right here in Broward County for 75 years, which I think, 75 years may make them the oldest medical practice in the community, I think, with the same family. That's amazing, because Florida is a new place, Give them a call. It's a completely no-charge consultation. You got to mention you heard them on the Steve Kane Show. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. It belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Now that things are opening up again, employers are hiring. Need a drug test before your job interview? Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs and get tested. No doctor's order needed. No appointment necessary. Just walk right in. No insurance? No problem. Because they offer the lowest prices on all their thousands of lab tests. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough, on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
Oh man, so we got good news today. It looks like Elon Musk is going to take over Twitter, which is bigger than anyone realizes. I know everyone's talking about it, but you see what the tide's turning against everything left and woke. Right? You've got Elon Musk is going to take over Twitter, which is just going to be devastating to the left. It's going to be an amazing thing. You look at what's happened in Florida. DeSantis on Friday signed taking away the Disney city status. That's done. They did it in 3 days. The left have not had any victory, Steve, on anything, if you think about it, for a long time. And they're not going to. Disney not only lost their municipal status here in Florida on Friday. They've lost, since this controversy began, $50 billion with a B. $50 billion in revenue with a B, which shows that going woke...
Hunk of Disney stock that she's had forever.
Oh, really? Well...
She's suffering the practical...
It's only going to get worse. I'm not going to give stock advice, but... You know, they screwed up. They screwed up Disney. You know, President Trump said everything woke turns to S, right? He said it, and that's what's going on. Being woke is bad for business. You know, the reason Ron DeSantis did that, there were a lot of reasons why he did this on Friday, signed away their city status, but one of the reasons is so that people know he means. But you know, he's going to be president in 2028. He'll be the second MAGA president, and he wants people to know that he means business. When he says something, it's not an idle threat. He's going to do it, and he did it. Boom. And Disney has not even responded. There hasn't been a response from Disney yet. Not one. Not a tweet. Not a press release. Not a quote. No one on show. It's over. DeSantis signed the order on Friday. I saw him do it. It was amazing.
I'm not sure it's over, but...
Well, they're going to go to court maybe and challenge it, but it's done. That's not going to stop it. They can go to court and try to have it reversed, and maybe that'll happen in 15 years. You know, one caller today pointed out something I had not thought about. You know, Disney does not pay, all these years they don't pay property taxes on their property because they're their own city. Now they're going to have to pay property taxes for the first time.
Going to be settled.
There's no negotiations. It's done. There's nothing to DeSantis signed it on Friday. It's done. There's nothing to negotiate now. It's done. They did it so fast. They didn't even have an opportunity to try. He didn't want to negotiate, DeSantis. That's why he signed it. He signed the order on Friday. It's over. And now they'll go to court. You know. But they're going to lose there. It's done deal.
Once it gets into the court system, nothing is done as long as it's still in the court system.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure about that. And, you know, if you look at everything that is...
Disney is going to reverse itself.
No, that's not going to... Oh, you mean, they'll take back the woke crap?
Exactly. That's exactly how it's going to happen.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine.
You can imagine.
How would that play out? How would that play out? A bunch.
Like the decision will be that the stockholders at the bottom line determine it wasn't to the best interest of the company, and they'll pull.
Yeah. See, I don't think they're. I wouldn't assume Disney's going to go to court, because if this goes to court, it's going to be in the courts for a decade, right? It'll be tied up by both sides with suit and countersuit. It'll be going on for years and years and years. It's not something that's going to get settled quickly. And they've already lost $50 billion with a B. If they go to court and they're on TV every day, taking a political position that alienates at least half of their customer base in this country, the losses are just going to be so dramatic. Well, it's not just a policy. It's their entire, they had, and DeSantis talked about the Zoom meeting. We played it on the air a few weeks ago. They had one of their cartoonists, one of their animators, talking about how in the background of the cartoons, the people you don't really see, like if they show a restaurant scene, they got 100 people in the background having dinner. He said in the background, which is subliminal, subliminal suggestions, everybody in the background in some of the feature films and television shows are same-sex couples. There's some of these things are difficult to fix. It's not just something where they can snap their fingers and fix it. And when you got a bunch of California leftists that are making all the decisions, it's even worse. So I don't know if it's possible for I heard one analyst over the weekend that said that the Disney senior management at the executive board level are being held hostage by radical woke liberals, and they've lost control of the company, and it seems to be the case.
take back control of the company.
They better quick.
Well, this woke nonsense. It will be quick.
Yeah. I mean, what company can lose $50 billion in a week, especially after they were shut down for a year because of the pandemic? All right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Oh, man. Welcome back, everyone. It is 8:30 in the morning. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. I just was reading, Steve. It says Elon Musk could take over Twitter as soon as today, that the final stages of negotiations are taking place. See, this is an amazing thing. Oh, my goodness. It is. And this really shows you the power of the people. Because what had happened and how woke has just gone, they've gone too far. He made the offer, they rejected it, and the people, which, you know, regular people are shareholders in Twitter. Okay, I don't know what percentage like regular people own, but a lot of people own Twitter stock. But when it went public, a lot of people bought it, and they were getting to a point where all the shareholders were going to have a vote, and there was a grassroots revolt on social media, even on Twitter itself, of regular people like you guys and me. I'm not a shareholder, but I know some of you people probably are, and they were so afraid, and boom, they caved. I've never, you know, and maybe you're right about Disney. Twitter has caved to Elon Musk on a dime. And, you know, what's going to happen with Disney, you know, Governor DeSantis is so smart when he talks. He was talking about how Disney's cruise line actually sails to countries where homosexuality is illegal and punishable by death and imprisonment. And that doesn't seem to bother them. But Florida is a terrible place, right? I mean, you know. And, you know, and and here you got, I told you last week, Elon Musk, who's the richest man in the world and the wealthiest African American, he didn't get to be the richest man in the world being stupid. And he was able to, by having millions of people behind him, stop Twitter, Steve, would be like it. Well, yeah, that's true. Elon Musk taking over Twitter would be like a conservative taking over ABC, CBS, and ABC News in the 60s, 70s, or 80s when the nightly news was where everyone got their news at 6:30. It's that big, maybe even bigger. Everything in our society is pushed and driven by Twitter. Movies and television, financial issues, news, politics. It's all driven and controlled by Twitter. And that's a very, very powerful tool that the left have been using the past few years. And now they're going to lose it on a dime to Elon Musk, and the people are going to get taken. He'll put Trump back on it. He'll put Trump back on it. Could you imagine? Oh my goodness. And you can see the writing on the wall. I heard Jen Psaki over the weekend saying, Twitter's no big deal. It's just something that media and Washington people use. Nobody uses Twitter. Give me a break. Everyone uses Twitter. It's like, and this ban, Greg Kelly on Newsmax was talking about, like the Twitter ban of President Trump on Twitter. He has a great analogy Greg Kelly on Newsmax uses. He says, could you imagine Alexander Graham Bell telling people you were banned from the use of the telephone because I don't agree with your politics? You know what I mean? That's that's true. No telephone for you, right winger. But that's what you're dealing with. Or Edison, no light bulbs for Republicans. You got to meet in the dark, Republicans. That's the moral equivalent, and this is a major, major defeat for the left, and such a great victory that the media are going to down. See, the media don't like Twitter, because it's been competition for them. So the media are kind of happy to see this happen in a sick way, because they think it's going to be the end of Twitter. Twitter is going to just grow in popularity on a dime as soon as Elon Musk takes over. And some of the changes he's talking about bringing to Twitter are very, very exciting. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's the old man, Jerry.
Oh, hey, Jerry. Yes. What's up?
Hey, Jerry, what's up?
I think it's a very sad thing that as you said, what you said about Twitter is being so controllable. We're in bad shape. I'll tell you what. All this screwball crap. Now, let me jump on this. I've created an addictive person. My friend that I took to the Wings Plus, he's there almost every day now.
Well, he's got. Well, your friend has great taste in food if he's eating at Wings Plus every day.
I went with Saturday, I think. And stuff is just incredible.
Oh, you went on Saturday? What did you order on Saturday?
I ordered a bisque soup.
Oh, the lobster bisque soup. Oh, yes. Yeah, I've had the lobster bisque. All the soups at Wings Plus on Sample Road in Coral Springs are homemade right there on the spot. Nothing comes out of the can. And Wings Plus is easy to find, by the way. It's about a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road in Coral Springs. Look for the DeSantis sign hanging off the front of the building. It's right. That's Wings Plus. And even the sauces for the wings are homemade right there on the spot. Everything homemade. They don't do what these other places do, right? Go to Costco and BJ's, buy big sizes, and serve it. You can do that at home. Everything's homemade at Wings Plus. All right, let's go to this line. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
And it's Carol, and I'm calling from Boca Raton.
Carol in Boca. What's up, Carol in Boca?
Yes. Well,
Steve Kane
I
Show.
find it very interesting that Jack Dorsey gave $1 million to Black Lives Matter and the Ford Foundation and all these other entities, and yet somehow Patrice Cullors buys $3 million homes. Opal told me, and I forgot the other woman's name, but I found that.
I was answering the phone when you started talking, so I missed the name you mentioned. Who are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about Jack Dorsey, who used.
Well, he's the founder of Twitter. Yeah.
Yes, and he gave $1 million to the Black Lives Matter, and and not one person, including my cousin, got, at which they burned his entire business down. I watched it on TV. I was crying, honestly, because I was raised, we're all equal in the bathroom, our blood's the same color, and we need to love one another. That's the most important thing. And then if we believe that God is the plus, like Aaron used to tell me.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what's happened. You know, what's happened with Black Lives Matter is Black Lives Matter is real. It's what it is. It's a big financial scam. I mean, it's a real. They got a real estate scam and all kinds of other money scams going on. So don't worry about Black Lives Matter. May not happen this week or next week, but Black Lives Matter is. We got a bad phone connection, so I don't know if you can hear. Black Lives Matter is going to eventually be investigated, shut down, and a lot of people are going to go to prison for these financial schemes. And hey, listen, thanks for the call. I'd like to talk to her, but I can't understand her and she can't hear us. But the reason Black Lives Matter is in trouble and there's going to be justice for the financial crimes is not because they're doing the crimes, okay? It's because a lot liberal black people that support Black Lives Matter are into the reparations thing. And the more they hear about the leaders of Black Lives Matter taking the money to buy multi-million-dollar homes and enrich themselves and do all this stuff, they think that's money that's owed to them in the form of reparations. So Black Lives Matter is going to be brought to justice by black people who support the idea of Black Lives Matter, but are pissed off that they're not getting the money themselves. And you're starting to see that now when you watch these stories. Usually a group like Black Lives Matter would have a completely free pass to do whatever they want financially, but Black Lives Matter supporters are going to demand that the leaders of Black Lives Matter be brought to justice, and that's what's eventually going to happen. You know, it's what they were really doing. Black Lives Matter, what they're doing is what Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton have been doing their whole lives, right? They got a scheme where they get paid. It's a fake civil, you know, like the Jesse Jackson had the Rainbow Push Coalition, and Sharpton, what did he have? The National Action Scam. I can't remember what his scam was called. You know, neither of these guys had churches. They're both reverends, and they're all worth millions of dollars, many times over, from the same type of financial scams that Black Lives Matter are running. But Black Lives Matter, just because of the internet and social media, people have a platform to call out their scam that they didn't have with Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton. And the Black Lives Matter people, they haven't even stopped, Steve. They're scams. They're like, they still buy houses and things, and they show them off. They don't understand. Jesse Jackson did this his whole life. Why can't we do it? They don't get it. They don't get it. But it's not going to end well for Black Lives Matter. And I look forward to that day, because they're really a destructive they're a destructive organ. You know, this subway shooter from a week or two ago, how did that case disappear from the media? I haven't seen a story in a week on the subway shooter. Have you? The black guy that shot up the subway?
Yeah, it didn't fit up. It didn't fit the narrative.
Didn't fit the narrative.
I find it interesting. Yes. Yeah. The guy who did the shooting was black.
Yeah. And yeah. And the same is going to happen with
papers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the next one that's going to disappear is the one that the media have been making a big deal about, the blonde woman who was murdered in New York and chopped up into the suitcase because her...
Fascinating case.
I don't know why it's fascinating to you. What's fascinating about it?
First, well, the thing that fascinates me most is it's another guy who shouldn't have been in the country.
Well, that's Well, that's why the story's going to disappear, because he's an illegal immigrant, so they don't want that out there. So that story's going to disappear, except in the New York Post.
Correct. Yeah, and they'll get off it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know, if it gets lurid enough, they may stick with it.
The reason the New York story is a big story because the woman's pretty, or she was pretty. You know, the murdered woman. If she were ugly, obese, not blonde, it would have been in the New York Post, and that's, yeah. Yeah. So the reason is there's like a sexual component. She was good looking. So, the media run with it and people get excited about it. It's a tragic case. They got the guy quickly, but I think the story it's a local crime story. It's not a national story.
But when you get into the details, the Post is the only one who's going to handle it.
Fox is obsessing over that.
Well,
No, but because he's an illegal, it will be disappeared from the news cycle and never be seen or heard of again because he doesn't fit the narrative. If she was having an affair with this guy, her poor husband, he lost his wife and found out she was having an affair with this ugly guy that killed her. How humiliating! I mean, the husband's just kind of.
Yeah, that he's known about it for a while.
Yeah, but now everybody knows about it.
But yeah.
Now everybody knows about it. That's much different. All right, our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. I want to tell everyone Mother's Day is coming up, and there is no greater gift to get mom on her day than the gift of the great products at MyPillow. And think about it. Your entire life you've been buying gifts for your mom or your wife if you have children. Don't forget your wife on Mother's Day. She'll never forgive you. What did you get your mother last year, the year before? Throughout your entire life, how many Mother's Day gifts have you given your mom? Does she have any of them any longer? If you give her one of these great gift ideas from MyPillow, it is a gift that mom will not only remember, but she will have for years to come. Now, MyPillow.com has recently updated their website, a massive update. There's over 20 specials that are there for Mother's Day. When you go to MyPillow.com, you'll see at the top it says get even lower prices and then a space. It's right at the top of the website. You type in our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and you can take advantage of all these specials there. Mom would love the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, 60% off, as low as $39.99. The MyPillow slippers, 50% off. Great deal. Multiple styles and colors for both men and women. There are many specials there. Take advantage of all of them with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also have the gifts delivered directly to mom, okay? And the MyPillow mattress topper, the 2-inch mattress topper, 50% off with the promo code KANE at checkout. The MyPillow itself, just $19.98 with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. There are many other specials there. You can choose. I just pick a few of my favorites, like the 6-piece MyPillow towel set. I have 2 sets of these towels. I dried off this morning with my new set. Those are normally the MyPillow 6-piece towel set, $79.98. With our promo code KANE at checkout, just $39.98. These are incredible deals for Mother's Day. Again, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. We'll take a quick break and be back with the Gold Report after this.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at IWillAdvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. For good reason. He does great work at affordable prices. Listen to a Steve Kane listener share their experience with
Hey there.
Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to him yesterday, and I had a great experience, and makes you feel very comfortable over there, and has a beautiful place, and I thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call. 954-922-4633.
Oh, wow.
954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the first look at the metals for today. Good morning, William Youngerman.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Doing great. What do you have for us today?
Excitement is in the metals today, as well as just about every market is down. Oil down. Stock market starting its fourth straight week, heading down. The metals putting in a down week last week, closing out around $1,932.30. That was down $19.60. Silver closed down 51 cents on Friday at $24.13 the ounce. Platinum closed down $40 at $9.26, and palladium was down $46 at $22.93. The markets continue their downward movement today in what might be a big washout and giving us a great buying opportunity. Gold down $37 right now, breaking through the $1,900 support level at $1,895.30 the ounce. Silver down 68 cents at $23.45 the ounce. Platinum down $16 at $910, and palladium down $269 at $2,024. The stock market, as I said, is key to go, anticipated to go lower again today after its nearly 1,000-point loss on Friday. Oil is down some $4. The Bitcoin is down about 10% from last week, and it looks like great buying opportunity. Every
Oh, this is awesome news, because really, you know, what William Youngerman is saying here is the metals are on sale today, and it's a great sale. You know, let's talk just for a second, William Youngerman, about gold and what gold products you have. You know, you were mentioning a week or so ago the benefit of Krugerrands. You want to tell people about that?
Well, coins, not
yeah.
benefit of the Australia kangaroo.
Yes.
Pure gold coins from Australia save you something like $40 in premiums against U.S. products, and so they're excellent value. They're pure gold. They're beautifully encapsulated, and we sell literally thousands of these gold coins. They're generated.
Yeah, and the Australian kangaroo, that's a sovereign coin from Australia, and it is a beautiful coin. Listen, William Youngerman has everything in stock for immediate delivery. There are many different gold coins, and when you call, they'll talk to you about them. All right, here's the number. They open up at 10 a.m. The metals are on sale, people, so it's a good day to call or stop in. Here's the number: 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, and the address 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care, take care. Oh, wow. Well, we got some, Elizabeth Warren. I played this at the top of the show, Steve. Elizabeth Warren slipped on CNN, and I'll play the clip here in a moment, but she told Dana Bash yesterday that the Biden administration are putting together an amnesty plan at the southern border. And I don't think she meant for the public to hear this. Listen to this. This is Elizabeth Warren yesterday. She's talking to Dana Bash on CNN about this Title 42 business.
You support lifting Title 42. So what is your plan to handle a likely surge in migrants, and are you confident that they will be treated humanely?
Look, Title 42 is not consistent with our values, and it doesn't keep us safer. The Biden administration is putting plans in place to deal with people who are asking for amnesty and humanitarian relief at the border. But keep in mind, we need...
See that? Amnesty, relief at the border. So they're planning a big... See this, Steve, the Democrats are losing on everything. So they're just... So they're throwing like radical, crazy things at the wall to try to get any support they can. They're so desperate. So this talk of an amnesty plan at the southern border, that is... Oh, I hope that they go for that and try to push that through, which that would be sometimes I think the Democrats want to lose in November. I really do. That would be so self-destructive for the I mean, it's insanity.
They're out of sync with the American people on every single issue.
That's right.
They can't pull out of it.
Yeah.
It's like a plane that's in a nosedive, headed straight down.
Oh yeah.
And there's no way to stop it.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, they have no leader. The Easter Bunny. They got the Easter Bunny leading by. Yeah, but other than the Easter Bunny, they have no leader. There is not. I have never seen ever a political party in leadership be so out of touch with the people like this.
When is the last time we've gotten a call from a Democrat?
Oh, I got in the first hour. I got one, but it didn't last long. Yeah. Steve Kane Show.
Huh.
Anyway, yeah, he wasn't supporting Biden. He was supporting Disney, but he was a Democrat. He didn't want to, but yeah. Maybe when's the last time? Let's change that a little bit. When's the last time we heard from a caller who was supporting Biden? And I can't remember. Democrats have called on other issues, but I've not heard a Democrat call in. I can't remember the last time it happened and said something positive about Joe Biden himself. I'm thinking hard.
But I can't watch it. It's awful.
It is hard to watch him. I almost feel bad for him. All right, now listen. It is time to check in with Anita. Hey, Anita. Now, Anita's got some stuff to tell us about today because obviously there's been some changes. Good morning, Anita.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Anita.
We're doing all right.
So, I would like to announce that we have officially closed AJ's. So, I would like to thank you both for all of your support and all of the listeners that came in and supported AJ's. But Janet and I will be moving on to our next ventures, which we are working on.
Yes.
I want to let everybody know that, one of the top selling items at AJ's, I have been getting a ton of requests for. I sold it out. It was the first thing we sold out on. It was the NutraMastic nasal spray. So for all those people who are trying to call me and find out where they can get it, it's now on Walmart.com. NutraMastic was an amazing product that everybody was getting great results from for their sinuses and headaches. So I just want to let everybody know it's out there and available if you can't find it at another store.
Yeah, and Steve and I are working with Anita and Janet. There will be an announcement in the future, not too far from now, about where the future goes. But those of you that over the last few weeks went to support AJ's, we very much thank you for that. But AJ's is no longer at the Festival Marketplace, but an announcement will be coming soon. So, you too, Anita. Take care. Thanks so much. All right, it's just a few minutes here left in the show, but Steve, if you think about it, and you think about it hard, we have not gotten a call with, and again, not a liberal call. I'm saying we have gotten liberal calls, okay, but we've not gotten a liberal who has called in to say they support Joe Biden and anything he is doing by name in maybe a year. I'm thinking hard about it. And not...
We're in a unique time in this country's history.
Oh, man.
Never really been in it. We've been through a lot of, the national traumas in the... How many years that I've been on the air?
45.
Years. But there's never been anything like this.
No.
It goes from here. I mean, it's exciting in a way because it's predictable, but it's nerve-wracking.
Well, it's also scary. I mean, I went and got gas. I went and got gas yesterday, and somebody had written on permanent marker, "Biden sucks." And I've never. And there's not a gas station I've been to in the last month where there isn't either an F Biden, Biden sucks, or a Biden sticker. I did that on the gas pump. And that's when you really feel the pulse of the American people, when people are that outraged.
Do you think he's really... Do you think he means it when he says he's going to run?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's so checked out. he doesn't, he doesn't know what he's saying or doing. Yeah, he doesn't know how, he's so checked out, he doesn't know how checked out he is. If that makes sense. I know
what you're saying, but I don't know, it's just...
Yeah, that's how checked out he is.
Tracking time. Exciting.
It is exciting. It is exciting. Well, we're all out of time for today. You want to sign us off, Steve?
That does it for today. We will be back 6 a.m. tomorrow. Be sure to be there or be square. And until then, on behalf of our associate producer, Lori Kane, my partner and co-host,
Walmart.com is where the nasal spray's at.
See you tomorrow, and God bless Donald Trump.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me...
She said it's at Walmart.com. All right, everyone. Hey, listen. Thanks for watching today. Before you go, please like the video. And if you're new, subscribe. All right, Kathy and I will have a new podcast today. So keep an eye out for that, okay? I got to run. But again, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't leave without liking the video.
939-1500. Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. I'll see you later, all right? Thanks for watching, everyone.